RPG for You and Me presents Neon Heat, an actual play duet podcast using the Savage Worlds system and our custom cyber fantasy setting. It's been a labor of love creating it for the past several years, and we hope you enjoy.
Previously on Neon Heat. Athena started her first task force assignment after a tense walk with Delegate Rasmus, investigating the suspects they'd apprehended earlier that day. 2 of the suspects died as she looked at their auras, which were being corrupted by something black and sinister with red eyes. Inquisitor Zadal was blindsided by the presence of something else in the 3rd suspect's head, and Athena is grabbed by the 4th and final and is told to go back to the surface by someone more than who was just in the room. Roja is let in on all the secrets and tells Athena that she's tampered, just like Pobby. Thalaska gives Athena her instructions. Kill Harlan Troya, but lets her know that Jack Stavith? He never left the city. I think Athena sits the fuck down.
You are seated.
Excellent. She doesn't quite know what to do with that information, because I don't think she's had a full night's sleep in 7 years, because every time she tries to go to sleep, that fucker's face is there. I don't think she knows what to do. I think she needs to take a second.
Alright, so you sit down, and I think that means there's an awkward moment of silence as everybody just sort of stands there and looks over at Athena. Maybe it's finally broken by Thalassica, who says, "Well, damn, it's not the end of the world."
What do you mean he didn't leave?
Well, you were really worked up about it. His name came up, and heading back to the city, I thought I should look into it. So I did.
So he's dead, right?
Not necessarily.
Well, where else would he be?
Still here? Maybe he snuck out? There's no official record. I don't know. He's just not here. So if what they told you was he retired and went to the surface, there's no record of him doing so. That's all I'm saying. Maybe there's something fishy with the story. Sorry, didn't mean to overcomplicate things for you. Just giving you free information over here. Don't mind me.
No, it's very appreciated. Maybe you can give me some more information and fill me in a little bit more about this whole murder we're planning.
Yeah, maybe.
Anything that would be useful?
Well, what do you want?
Do you need me to get anything out of Troya before, we deal with him? Does he have... Where does he live? What are his habits? What can he do? Like, these would all be super helpful if I'm just gonna go barreling in by myself.
Sure. I mean, if you get something... Names, associates, information. Doesn't really matter to me, but all that's gravy. I don't really care how you do this, but people need to know about it. This can't be seen as an accident. This is a message that needs to be received. People need to know. So no tripping down a flight of stairs at home or choking on a sandwich when nobody else is around. He lives in a low-tier bubble apartment. Well off, but, not as well as some.
Well, I should definitely get him before he gets there.
He likes to bet on Shazad bouts, although, again, he's probably surrounded by people who like the same things.
Okay. I could maybe wander over to the Shard and see if he's there sometime.
Well, you probably shouldn't try to kill him there.
No, but I want to get eyes on him first, you know?
Sure.
I feel like that'd be helpful.
Sure. Just make sure you kill him.
Well, sure. I think she looks over at Pavi to gauge what she's thinking.
I think Pavi looks about as confused as Athena does, with just like not understanding the purpose of why you're being requested to do this, and sort of like the weird impersonal flippancy of like, I don't really give a shit, just do it.
I think Athena's probably a little more used to that.
Yeah, probably. That's safe to say.
So it's gotta be public. Or at least be a mess. I can do both of those things. This should be fine.
Well, it doesn't have to be in public, but I mean, if you want to, don't let me stop you. Just gotta be clear that he died not of his own accord or by accident.
Okay. Is there a time limit on this?
I think the figure holds up a hand, like sort of looking at it themselves, but it's gloved, so that it's like sort of they're examining their nails, but it's gloved, so it's like whatever.
Well, it's not an exploding offer per se, and there isn't anything that can't wait just a little bit longer. But I'm not a patient person, so don't make me wait too long. If you need to do a little bit of recon, that's fine, I suppose.
I think that would be a safe bet.
Sure.
Why you... I think Athena's in character fumbling around a little bit because she doesn't, she's constantly confused, especially this past week. There are so many people for hire. I just don't understand why you went to all this effort to blackmail me personally and drag me back here from the surface to kill a guy.
I mean, it's not really important. Not right now, at least.
But that makes me really worried that it will be super important later.
Oh, well, that's okay. That doesn't bother me.
Okay. Do you know anything about Ali Sahir?
Thalastica, the figure, has been sort of like pacing in the hologram, and the lights are shifting back and forth a little bit. And you say that, and it's not an immediate stop, but they sort of slow the pacing and pause and look over at you. And they wait a moment and then say,
maybe. What's it worth to you?
Probably another murder.
Well, we can't have it all be straightforward, can we?
No. Why would we?
What are you looking to find out?
What you know? I mean, I found a note in Strickland's office up top before it all burned, and it said that, and I think she pulls it out of wherever she was keeping it and holds it up to the hologram it's all these squiggle. I can't read this, but just got a bunch of criminals today who are just running, had this on them. I don't know what to do. Their auras are fucked. They're dying. They're crazy. They told me to go back to the surface. I don't know what's going on.
And the hood of the figure shifts a little bit to kind of look at what you're holding.
Let me get back to you on that one.
Does the name Suzette Olivier mean anything to you? I found it with that.
And you have not mentioned that name to anybody else. Okay, Pavi and Roja both look at each other, sort of surprised, and I think over to you.
Does Athena notice that? What's going on, guys?
And Thalastica holds arms out wide.
Oh, and one last thing. Make sure Bolt Bulig succeeds.
At what?
You make sure that everyone thinks the sun shines out of his asshole. Because for all we know, it does. And congratulations on your new position.
Thank you. I think I can do that. I think I've got it. Got that on lock. She says, not knowing how well she's got it on lock.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Oh, by the way, after you changed stuff to send Pavi to the surface, someone found out because someone fucked around in her head. So they know what you did or what's happening, and I don't know what they know or how much they know. So maybe next time you call me sloppy, pots and kettles.
I think there's a pause after you say that, while Thalassica stands in silence before she just bursts out laughing.
Well, that sort of thing's to be expected when we're dealing with mind control conspiracies, as you seem to think we are. Not so much sloppy as measured risk. But you're welcome to your opinion.
Sounds like maybe you are a little bit embarrassed. I don't know.
And I think there's another slower chuckle this time and says,
You're becoming very bold for someone in a vice. Push a little harder if you're feeling brave.
That's all I got today. I think I'm spent.
That much is clear.
Athena cracks her knuckles and just keeps her fists on her knees. Just like, I'll deal with Troya.
I know you will.
Just let me know who else you want me to kill. Or whatever you need done.
When it comes to that, I will. Maybe I'll pass along a message through someone else. Maybe mommy or daddy. Not like they need help closing down that failing restaurant of theirs.
She doesn't like that. She doesn't like that at all.
Is Athena still seated right now?
Yeah. She hasn't been
Yeah,
standing.
I think the hologram walks over and leans down to be like right in Athena's face and says,
You're playing a very dangerous game right now. Not only with me, but with an unknown entity that you can't even pinpoint. If you want to complain about the bad deal you got, or the poor hand you've been dealt, or all the sordid, nasty people that you need to deal with, cry me a fucking river.
I don't know that I've complained. I've told you I'm gonna do it.
There was a lot of complaining. My point is this. When you're in the muck, as you are, as you chose to be when you embarked on this crusade, there are compromises and consequences. There are sacrifices that need to be made. It's not always pleasant, it's not always enjoyable, but if you want to keep people alive, you keep them out of it.
and she jerks a thumb at Roja and Pavi.
Your friends over here? They're on the front lines now. And you know who they have to thank for that?
It's always me, isn't it?
There's one last pause as Thalassica is looking at you and you say that. I think the last thing she says is,
Stop feeling sorry for yourself.
and then the connection cuts.
Athena grabs the nearest throw pillow and screams into it.
Nice.
That's what she's doing right now. When the screaming's done, she just falls into it and is just breathing through the pillow, like smelling the musty whatever the fuck it's stuffed with.
Yeah.
Well, you can't see it because your face is in a pillow, but Pavi is still seated, Roja is pacing.
Mm-hmm.
But they let you have your scream. And Pavi says, I think she pats you on the back and says, go, just get it all out, you know. It's all right. It'll be fine.
It's out.
It's all right.
It's not alright. It's not alright. And it won't be alright until I take care of all this stuff.
And I think Roja jumps in and she says, that is true. It is not all right. None of this is all right. Pavi, I know you want to make her feel better, but this is all upside down. All of this is horrifying. This whole situation.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't really have anything to add to that. I've kind of laid out all my shit tonight. As best I can.
So what do? We have to kill this man.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to do it. You're just going to take it on faith.
Well, if I don't, She's gonna hurt my parents. I can't be there with them 24/7. I gotta do something. So I guess I'm gonna kill this guy. Apparently it's what I'm good at. I killed 4 people today by accident. So that's cool.
Maybe like 1 by, maybe like 2 by accident. 1 by omission. 1 to test the scientific theory. 1 was a sacrifice for science.
God.
On the altar of consistency. And establishing a pattern. Roja looks like she's about to retort, but then doesn't. And just sort of crosses her arms over her chest and is hugging herself tightly. I don't know. I don't think pointing the finger of blame is going to help anyone at this point.
Well, it helps you feel better.
It doesn't. Because I'm still here, and the situation is still upon us, and no amount of ostracizing myself or you is going to fix that. Because you've so generously asked me into this situation without explaining it first. So yes, it is your fault. I'm done. That's it. I'm good. I'm fine.
To be fair, you do seem like, an inquisitive type. I know it's not just your, job title, but you would have been too curious if we kept being shady little bitches, so I was like, oh, maybe we just cut out that annoying middle bit of all the cat and mouse. Oh, we can't have her find out. So now you know. Is that better for you? You were gonna want to find out eventually, probably.
Yes, you see, you are mistaking my need to help my friend with my desire to become involved in an underground conspiracy that could end in multiple deaths, and sounds like it will, or has, or continues to.
Yep.
There's no purpose for us continuing this conversation specifically.
Not really.
There's nothing to be done. So
there's a lot to be done.
Yes.
Do you guys want to join a task force? She says. While she grabs into the takeout bag for her food.
Has this been explained yet?
Did you? I mentioned
to
to Pavi,
okay,
but not to Roja. But I didn't elaborate on it with Pavi at all.
I think
except that she knows Bolt is my squad leader.
Right. I think Roja furrows her brows at you in confusion and looks over to Pavi, and Pavi is. You say that, and I think Pavi takes another big old bite out of her food and chews really slowly. And if you don't say anything until she's done, I think she half-heartedly goes to take another bite, but then is just, well, it's certainly an interesting offer, and I want to help however I can, and work has been fine, but I'm not really a person of interest that... Yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is it doesn't matter if my career goes in the toilet, really. So...
Yeah.
If...
That's not my intention of the asking.
That's not me trying to make you feel bad or anything like that. I'm trying to weigh the pros and the cons here.
Pavi, if you're in, I can go talk to Bolt whenever.
Yeah, I mean, might as well get the ball rolling. I still need to, I still got some digging to do on my end anyway. Taking leave days here and there. Not like they miss me very much.
What does that mean?
I mean, just normal regulation. I'm just another officer, so it doesn't really matter.
I mean, from what I heard, it's all hands on deck.
Oh, I mean... Sure, all hands on deck. We need bodies to do it, but it's just grunt work. It's not the end of the world.
I'll take a beat, and I'll wait to talk to Bolt, but we'll get there. Bolt doesn't seem terrible. I think he's just kind of dumb.
What does Bolt Buelig have to do with this situation? What task force are you talking about?
He's my squad leader.
What?
He's my squad leader. We're a team.
How did this happen?
You remember how I thought I was gonna get fired?
Yes.
Turns out you were right. They couldn't fire me, so they put me on a career suicide sort of task force because they think Bolt's probably gonna make me quit or just kill me outright in one of his goof ups.
What makes you think they can't get rid of you?
Well, there was a lot of mention of, my grandfather.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, of
My
course.
mistake.
Yes,
She
you
looks,
of all people.
She looks very
you of
satisfied
all
at that.
people. Ah, fuck off, Roja.
Kind of like a smug personal satisfaction, like, I fucking knew it.
So yeah, they couldn't super fire me apparently, so I think they're trying to get me to quit or get me to die on the job.
And who is they?
Oh,
Your shadowy cabal of mind-controlling assassin puppeteers? If you're
Rasmus,
telling me...
Reitz, Silas, they're all involved. I don't know how.
And what of the Arbiter?
I haven't talked to him or seen him, I'm sure he's a very busy guy.
Yes, that is true. So, and what is the purpose of this task force?
I'm not super sure.
I see.
Right now we're investigating these criminals that we picked up earlier in the day. And they were all shouting about that Ali Sahir thing I just brought up, and then they've all subsequently died. Something's fucked up with their auras when I look at them, and then the longer I look at it, the more black it gets, and then these two little red eye-looking things look at me, and then they die, and then one of them used one of the people as a little puppet mouthpiece and told me I shouldn't be here and I should go back to the surface, and then exploded blood on me.
Well, it sounds like you've had quite a full day.
It's yep. Yep. She takes a bite. I think she's ripping open a sauce packet and putting it on for her next bite. Just getting it ready.
I'll help out. I'm just being a regulator. Nothing special about that. But I mean, what's it do? You don't know what it's for.
It seems like we're only on, like the Alair Resort side of the city. It's where we're confined to unless otherwise told. It seems like it's a public image task force, making the regulators look good to the people. And maybe not as violent and decisive as we can sometimes be.
That could be. There have been enough incidents in the last couple of months at least.
How many of them were Bolt involved in? I don't know.
The ones that caused controversy? None.
Oh, that's something.
Yes, his collateral damage. The collateral damage, the complications he's created, the additional workload that needs to be taken care of is substantial.
Hey, who the fuck is Suzette Olivier?
Oh. Pavi and Roja exchange a glance, and Roja holds her arms out and says, I mean, she works for Olera Corp. She is an executive. She's a person of interest. This is related to Tuka.
Oh no.
You recall the incident that we mentioned?
The incident that was skirted around, yeah.
Yes, so... And Roja pauses to think, and Pavi cuts in and says, basically, there was a guy who was caught doing things he shouldn't have been doing. He was something involving drugs, or he had a ballistic weapon or something like that. And Tuka was one of the regulators that apprehended him, and she sure apprehended him, and that man was the son of Suzette Olivier.
Oh, cool. Well, I found her name on a slip of paper in Strickland's office before we left. So if her son was involved in some shady stuff, probably gets it from his mom, huh?
Maybe. When did you find this? Why didn't you mention this?
I mean, everything was kind of on fire.
Has it been on fire since you got back to the city?
No, I just kind of forgot. It's sort of been a busy week, except for the week of downtime where I just kind of was pretending to be a normal person again.
Yeah, and Roja cuts in and says, so you're involved in this shadowy conspiracy, and you don't even provide all the information to those who you've roped in and are trying to save your life.
Oh, that's not...
Never mind. Never mind.
I mean, my brain's been kind of full of stuff.
Yes, brains are often full of things.
I think she just has a very 1,000-yard stare as she blinks a couple of times at the wall as she's being berated again.
There's no wonder Pavi was such a mess when you left. The two of you looking after one another. How did you survive this long? How did you survive on the surface by yourself for 7 years?
I wasn't by myself.
Oh.
I was at the beginning. That was bad. That was really bad. I delivered pizzas for a while.
I can see you doing that job, yes. But you're telling me it didn't work out.
No.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Oh, yeah. You know, the tips weren't great either. She doesn't want to elaborate more on that.
Sure.
She's going to get yelled at more.
Yeah, maybe.
Pavi, do you have stuff to make a mask? A helmet?
Do I have tools for handling metal in the garage downstairs, where I have worked with metal?
But can you make a mask?
Yes, I can make a mask.
Okay, cool. Could you make me one, please? I don't want to just go out and buy a murder mask that can be traced back to a store.
Sure, that's probably fair.
Yeah.
Sure, let me handcraft you a murder mask.
Thank you. As stylish as you want to make it.
Yes, if you'd like to give me some specifications, I can work on something.
As generic as possible would be great.
Could literally just be a piece of metal with 2 holes in it. That's about as generic as it gets. It's so boring.
It's so boring, though.
And I think Roja rolls her eyes and scoffs. Look at you bringing your fantasy into your murders as well. Can't even keep that in the shard.
We'll have to go back there soon. We gotta see what's up, and then maybe do a little fighting to get out all this anxious energy from conspiracies and death threats.
Yes, you know, just a little violence to break from the violence.
Well, it's violence that won't kill me.
But culture, music, art.
I like a theater if it's available.
I think she quirks an eyebrow at you.
I used to do, I moved around the sets and stuff in school.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. I think she wanted to watch the stuff for free.
Okay. So as you guys kind of banter back and forth and presumably pass a little bit more time, Roja eventually stops pacing yet again and addresses you both and says, "So what do we do? What are we doing? What is the plan? This can't exist in a vacuum, not forever.
Elaborate.
There's a shadowy conspiracy of mind control that has taken a hold on the city, somehow, according to you.
Yep.
And there appears to be some small amount of merit to something going on, from what little I can establish here. We all in agreement for that, at least?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so are we just supposed to live like this? Just exist like this indefinitely? There's no one we can trust, there's no one we can talk to. If all of regulation is compromised, then we might need to consider looking in other avenues.
I would love to hear about these other avenues.
I mean, there are the council members. There are other organizations that might have resources or information that could be of use to us.
See, I've got two minds on that. The council very well might not be involved, and maybe this is a long con military coup or something. But on the off chance that they're involved as well, and their brains are fucked up, oh, that's a bad one, huh? Can't do that, Roja.
No, but you might want to consider finding out. That way we're not working in a void here.
Well, I've got quite a long to-do list.
I understand. Well,
It's not like I can just go see the council. I mean, I can go see my grandfather, but I have a standing appointment to do that. He's a very busy guy.
Sure. Well, that's one step in the right direction. There's Lizeth Rocks. she's the current Kassar. There's Galassi Zadar, the head of LairCorp. There is Remington Sato, head of Sato Novi, Sekatan, and she looks over at Pavi a little bit, the current Baron, and Darius Sidella. Well, as far as we know now, this is a regulator item, but it would be foolish to not expect that maybe it has spread further than that. So, we need to keep our guard up and look into it more. What do we do? What is your plan?
My plan?
What have you been doing since you got back? Aside from getting as much attention as possible for everything you've been doing.
I don't think for everything I've been doing. It was just like it was coming back. And that one wasn't my fault. That one wasn't my fault. The other stuff might have been. That's neither here nor there. I was thinking about building a team. Kind of making this task force.
A special task force, yes.
Well, it's kind of a team within the task force, maybe. Of people we can trust who might involve Tuka. Because she seems very trustworthy. Bolt put me in charge of staffing up. And she's one of 2 people that I know. So, I'm not gonna fucking draft Lepaco.
No, I don't think he would offer much to you.
No, I don't think he would.
Well...
Although he did offer the task force to me, apparently.
The what?
Well, he recommended it to the heads after my abysmal evaluation that he did.
Oh, well, that is somewhat surprising, I suppose.
Yeah, it seemed weird based on it, but I think he really likes Bolt. Like, he thinks he's real cool.
Yes, I don't know Lepaco very well, but yes, he's quite fond of Bolt. He is very adamant about following the directions that are given to him.
I never looked at him. I didn't look at him.
That's true.
Oh god, I didn't look at him. Athena did a whoopsie, says Athena herself.
And now you are speaking about yourself in the third person. Roja is not impressed.
Sometimes it helps me think sometimes, because, you know, up top I didn't have a lot of people to talk to, so I kind of just had to field ideas to myself in like an echo chamber of dipshit. You gotta understand how hard that was.
With yourself as the only...
Yeah, you especially know.
I do, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that must have been difficult for you. So your plan is to get more people onto this special task force and then what? Tell them about the shadowy conspiracy one by one?
Well, when you say it like that, it doesn't sound like such a good idea.
No, I think that is one of the more reasonable ideas you've put forward. If you're saying that the upper management is compromised, then there is little recourse for... What are our options? We need to gather support. How do we get rid of it? How do we stop it?
So...
How do we fix this?
I had a chat with Rasmus. I don't know if she remembers what happened to Joel.
Why do you say that?
Well, I asked about him a little bit, and she was really... I didn't see anything in her eyes that made me believe that, like, something was amiss. But she's tampered, so maybe if we free up that block, whatever's messed up in there. Silas said that you can find a trigger sometimes, because I was asking about stuff for my mom, trying to dig for information about this other stuff, but I don't know.
What do you mean by a trigger?
I don't know, that's all he said. I was thinking about asking, Inquisitor Zadal is on the task force. He kind of Bolt drafted him today.
Zadal, that tiny man.
He seems like he's really good at his job, except for today when he blew up a guy's brain. She trails off, realizing that sounded very bad.
Rusha quirks an eyebrow at that.
Well, I don't know if it was probably like the same stuff that was going on with the other people I kind of accidentally killed. There was just a lot more blood.
I don't know him well. He has a reputation for doing his job well. He is somewhat flippant.
Yeah.
If you have reason to trust him, perhaps, but don't think you know him very well.
It's not like I put everything on Front Street. I just think he's a candidate and he's already involved.
That's fair.
and he knows something's going on with their brains. Like something was controlling them. He said he felt something else in their head when he went in before all that bad stuff happened. So,
So,
do you guys have any ideas?
Pavi shrugs and says, I don't know. And based on what we know right now and what we have to work with, what else can we do? Just try to find out more and get more people on our side.
Sounds like a good idea.
And
I should talk to Tuca before I have Bolt draft her to make sure she wants to be on a public team.
That is generally, common courtesy.
Yeah.
I don't know how foreign that is to you.
Well, I mean, if I just...
Sorry.
She's so mean. I'm gonna win her over. It's gonna be so hard. I know they put her at the checkpoint because they don't want her to be, like, in the middle of stuff. So maybe if she is on a team where she gets to do a little bit more of that rough and tumble, it'll draw that good attention to Bolt that we're doing good work, like Thalassica just told me to do. I don't really know.
The reason they put Tuca at the front is because
of the Nodders.
Yes, there were several attempts.
You think after a while they just stop sending people or stop accepting the jobs?
You are making the assumption. She stops and backs away from that line of thought. This is presumably the work of Suzette Olivier.
Oh yeah, for sure.
A woman with not insubstantial resources, and perhaps the ability to smuggle operatives in from the surface for all we know. Disposable henchmen that might not know about the previous attempts or don't care because the promise of a paycheck upon success is enough. I don't know what she's offering them, but
I think
you've been to the surface, you've lived there, you know that people are desperate. What would you have done?
I wonder if she's using Pantheon to do this. That'd be bad.
It could be. But yes, the reason they put Tuca in the front is because she was attracting much negative attention. There was havoc. There were casualties.
But that's more people for Bolt to kill.
That is true. But this is also going to put her front and center when they have been trying very, very hard to keep her away.
Well, we're not going to be doing a lot of stuff that they want us to do, so maybe we just do this.
Maybe.
I'll ask her, though.
You should ask
It's
her.
all on Tuca. She raises her hands, like, not on me. Fuck you guys. This has been a great night. I've had a load of fun.
I can't tell if you are being sarcastic.
I think she looks over at Pavi.
I think Pavi would catch it and just give you like a knowing nod. Like, I get it, man. Yes, well, I am not fully against the idea of assisting in a task force, but my concern would be exposure and putting all of our eggs in one basket. Perhaps I can be a special consultant. You bring me in when you need me. But otherwise, I stay out of the limelight.
I mean, whatever you want. I was just trying to keep it all in one place, because a lonely little egg can get smashed quite easily when it's not with its little egg friends. She looks really frustrated and purses her lips at her.
I think you'll be fine.
But I'm not the lonely little egg, Roja. That was you in the thing I just said. You're the lonely little egg.
Yeah, I think you say that and she blinks and like that hadn't occurred to her.
I do worry about other people. Like, my head's not that far at my own ass.
She looks
not that far.
Fully skeptical.
Not that far.
Thank you for your concern. I am not foolish enough to believe that I am immune to consequence, but if we are playing the long game, we need to be careful about where we invest our resources. If I do join this team, and if we are all put in the same place, or working on the same assignment, or any other number of things, and we all die, or we are discovered, how simple would it be to destroy it in one fell swoop? I don't know. Maybe it's just as dangerous to be separated. I don't know.
Guess we'll feel that out
But
as we go.
My intuition for now says that I can be useful while remaining on the sideline, and by not being fully involved, that gives me a level of autonomy. But if you need me on something, you may
need
ask.
you need one of these. And she taps her circlet. This has just occurred to her.
One of those.
You can make your own augments, can't you?
I can, with enough time and effort.
Maybe you should consider it.
I will.
She shrugs. That's all she can do.
No, just you speak the truth. I will,
We were trying to get one for Pavi. We're just having a little trouble because she can't make one like we can, you know.
I do know. But she is quite crafty.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I will begin some research on my end.
Well, Roja, thanks for coming over. Thanks for not turning me in. Look forward to hanging out more. Think that'll be really fun. Because you seem to enjoy my company very much.
Yes, I can say that my life has become far more interesting in the span of 1 week than I ever anticipated that it would be. So, yeah, and I think that pause is in character, and she just is trying to find something to say, and then just holds her hands out and says, "This is a terrible situation, and I wish it wasn't happening. Good night."
Good night. Does Pavi walk her out?
I think Pavi would at least see her to the door, if nothing else.
Cool. If they want to have a little secret chat, I'm fine. Athena's going to bed. Because she got a big day tomorrow. Big day.
The next day, you are going to report for duty. Is that generally it?
Yes.
Is there-
Before my shift, I would like to bring Gail chocolates. Because I've remembered, and I got her exactly the kind she likes. Because
What kind does she like?
she likes the kind, little truffle chocolates, and then there's some with peanut butter in them.
Mm,
Very good.
very nice. So as you walk to the spire, but while you're there, there is a news loop playing announcing the formation of the Regulator Special Task Force Unit, the Wonderbolts.
He already gave the name to the...
And there is a horrible picture of you and Bolt standing arm in arm, laughing merrily from the day before.
Fantastic.
2 peas in a pod.
God.
And I think
she
just...
takes a second and looks up at the screen, just nods to herself, and is like, "Yep, this is a good day."
Self-affirmation.
Yep.
I think the scrolling text says Bolt Bulig and Deirdre Sedaris.
No.
And
Fuck.
I think it's playing in the lobby when you get to the spire as well. But you can go to see Gale.
She's mumbling under her breath, "Son of a bitch." Those motherfuckers.
All right, so you go meet Gale, and she's at the records room. "Oh, you're back so soon."
Well, yeah, I would want to bring him your chocolates.
"Oh, you're a woman of your word, it seems."
Of course I am. You know me, Gail. Come on.
"No, it's been a while. It's nice to see some things don't change. What kind did you bring me?"
What kind did I bring you?
What kind did you bring me?
The truffle kind.
Good.
And the peanut butter kind.
Better. Thank you.
Well, you know they sell them in the 2-pack at that place.
Mm,
You can't get one without the other.
of course.
Of course.
Of course.
All right, Gail, I gotta go to work.
Okay, go break some hearts, sweetie.
Love you.
Congratulations on your thing.
Oh, God, thanks. Love you, bye. I think she does really like Gail.
Sure.
I wonder, maybe she interned down there, like, in the spectators.
Come in. So I think if you inquire at the front desk as to where you're supposed to be reporting, they give you a location of a special conference room that is like about as far out of the way as you could conceivably get.
Fine by me. Fine by me. Yeah, let's go to this secret task force room.
All right.
That's probably garbage.
So you go down, and it's probably a combination of elevator and stairs and stuff like that. It feels like you're walking forever, but you do finally get there. It looks, again, much like many of the other break rooms that you've been through in the Spire so far.
Mm-hmm.
So you open the door, and Bolt is there by himself. He's holding like this little broom, and he's just sort of like pushing dirt around. It looks like the other break rooms, but like it hasn't been cleaned in a very long time or ever. Cobwebs, it's dusty. There's a couple of Sikumas fluttering around, just chairs like stacked on top of one another. There's just like nothing good here.
Right.
And it's space and it's dirty.
Hey, Bolt.
And he looks up and says, as some dust.
Yep.
Welcome. Hardly a fitting place for such a venture, but all heroes work from humble beginnings. Mm-hmm. And there's no one as humble as I am. And I will humbly admit that I don't want to clean this up. And he throws the broom onto the ground. Says, so I'm going to request an administrative assistant.
Okay. I mean, I could probably clean up some of it.
Oh, no.
I think
No. Not hardly worth the time.
Are the Siku moths still flying around?
Yeah.
Can I cast Bolt at them?
Sure.
I mean, they're a menace. They're everywhere.
Sure, go ahead.
7.
7's a success.
She just aims her little finger gun and just.
Are you doing all of them? Just like pew, pew, pew,
yeah, that's what I was hoping for.
I think one bolt roll will carry for all of that. That's fine.
Nice.
But yeah, you just do your little finger gun and just like the tiniest little sparkle of electricity, and they burst into flame as they're hit and flutter to the ground.
These damn moths.
Quite some. I was about to say you have quite an arm, but I guess that still applies.
I mean, it's all attached, right?
Yes. There's that humor again.
Oh, I'm full of it.
So what's next?
I thought that was for you to decide, Bolt.
No.
You're the squad leader.
Well, yes, but one of the merits of being a leader is delegating.
That's fair.
You seemed like you had such a wealth of ideas, I thought I'd give you another shot.
I think she scrunches up her face because she thought he would just tell her what to do, maybe.
He's standing there looking around the room cheerfully.
Well, we could...
I mean...
You know what? We could go and look at the building, maybe some of the wreckage, or we could go look at maybe where they were gonna go running. See if there's anything they left behind, any clues.
Sure.
Those are my thoughts. Is it all coming?
Yeah, I would assume at some point, maybe. Yeah, I've been waiting here, but he hasn't showed up yet. Well, I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure it's fine. She nods and scratches her cheek. Do you want to wait for him, or should we just leave him a note?
Well, looks at a watch or some timepiece.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we really should do something.
We really should. Bolt, you want to go to the quartermaster with me real quick?
Certainly. What? Why?
Gonna pick up something I had requisitioned on the job, as it were, and she winks at him.
And he blinks back.
Oh, the blinks again. Oh, God.
Yes, I suppose we can afford a small pit stop, but just the one.
Just the one.
The one.
That's all.
And we're back on the town.
Yeah. Do you like to wingsuit, Bolt?
Oh, and he shuffles a little bit and says, I prefer to be on the ground.
She's very internally disappointed. But she's like, that's okay.
I just, the wings don't do it for me. It's just, I can't, it's just so hard.
It's pretty hard sometimes.
Not as cool as riding around on a hoverboard. Hmm?
That's true. Oh, oh no. Oh, she doesn't like where this is going.
Let's go to the quartermaster.
Okay. And I assume they start their long fucking trek back to anywhere else.
So yeah, as you go and you open the door to leave, Zadal is just like standing there with his hand up like he's about to knock, but
Oh, hey, bud.
he's just like he's frozen in place, just like looking at the ground. Not like he was about to knock, just like standing there like,
oh, jeez.
oh, hello.
Hey, you want to go and do our jobs?
Is that what we get to do?
That's what we get to do.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm the decider today.
Oh, good. I'm sure that'll be so much better than... Yep.
I think she pats him on the back a couple times.
Yeah.
And let's go.
And you guys will walk, and there's just like the saddest, like little tink, tink, tink.
Oh,
and just,
no.
like, you look, but he's following, but very like head down.
This poor drafted motherfucker. How you feeling today? Any better?
Well, my head doesn't feel like it's being split in half, but my prospects aren't doing quite as well, it seems.
Well, you never know. Could be looking up.
Yeah. It sure could, kid. Yup.
You guys can call me Athena, by the way. Don't call me Deirdre. And she keeps walking.
What, you don't like Deirdre?
I don't like Deirdre.
But why don't you like it?
Because I don't like it.
All right. Well, yep. You go back to that same floor, and there's the counter with a little bell that you can ring.
Ring, ring.
Presumably, yeah. Okay. And Rex will appear as his usual grizzled and sooty self with his apron and mechano arm, smoking his pipe, and he pokes his head around the corner. Oh, Sedaris. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Here for your spoils?
Just the one spoil, actually.
That's the only one that I saw. Is there more I should be aware of?
No, just that.
All right. And he goes and checks one of the lockers at the back and comes back and smacks a pair of fancy looking boots on the counter.
Yes. So, Quartermaster Dune, what do these do? They look really fancy.
Solid, functional. They appear to be magnetic.
They're what?
They're magnetic.
Oh my god.
Might take some getting used to, but they can be a bit clumsy. You might consider implementing a harness of some kind into your gear to help with your lower back support if you plan on being vertical.
Okay. I'll test them out today. I'll let you know.
Be careful.
Oh,
They
look at my uniform. I've not a scratch on it. A whole day on the job.
Yes, you've done very well, or so I hear.
Uh-huh.
And I think
there's pain behind her eyes when she says that.
I think this whole time Bolt is like just basically right behind you.
Oh, I assume just
following
looming.
Close, and Zadal is like trailing a bit further and looking, like I said, kicked puppy. Bolt says, "Oh, I recognize those. I brought those in yesterday. You're lucky I didn't want them."
Yep. Well, I did write on them. I show him. Is it still there?
Yeah, it's still there.
Yes.
You also look down, and his feet are way bigger than yours.
Yeah, that's fair.
Rex says, "They're pressure sensitive and intuitive. There's a gyroscope in the heel that determines your position relative to the ground and automates some of the process.
Oh.
Otherwise, you can activate them manually. It's going to be slow going at first, probably, but see how they treat you."
Well, I'll go test them out right now.
Have at it.
I will. I put on the boots. Boots.
Surge.
Check.
And you guys make your way out of the spire, and you get out there.
Oh no. Are there reporters?
Not right away.
Oh good. Not right away.
Not when you walk outside. There's not like a crowd waiting for you.
Cool.
Bolt grabs his hoverboard, which is sort of like in a dock off to the side, And he pulls another one out and hands it to you, and he says, "Congratulations, Daenerys. Now you get to ride in style."
You know, Bolt, I'm more of a cycle kind of girl, but I'm sure I'll get used to it.
Not on the Wonderbolts, you're not.
Is there a tiny one for Zadal? I'm gonna lose it.
I don't know.
Or is he hitching a ride?
I think there is another one, and it's like, I think it's like the same size as like the ones you guys have. So he'd just like look enormous on it, or he'd look really tiny on it. And he holds it out, but like doesn't let go of it. He's just sort of like holding it there for him. And Zadal looks at it and says, "Yeah, I don't do this, any of what you're selling me. I'm not buying it. No, thank you."
I mean, I've ridden one before. You want to hop on with me?
You trying to make me your bitch?
I'm just offering a ride, man. It's either me or Bolt.
I'd prefer to walk, if I'm being honest. And I think
she looks nervously at Bolt.
Yeah, I think Bolt says, Now, don't make me play the squad leader card. I'll do it, you know. I'm very good at cards."
Yeah?
Yeah.
What games do you like? She says she's getting her board ready.
Oh, you know, all of them. Just real good at them. Yep.
Cool, we should go to the casino sometime.
The Golden Lotus. I like the sound of that. And yeah, I think he says that to Zadal, and Zadal just
This poor tiny...
sadly steps onto your board.
Yeah, nailing
behind
it.
You.
I hope I don't beef it.
Yeah, I think there's a moment as he's like looking between Bolt and you, and just like you can see him trying to decide. Climbs in the back and sheepishly like puts his hands on your hips. God, I really hate this.
I know.
This is just the worst.
I'm sorry.
I don't think you are.
She looks down at him, and there is genuine like sadness and regret at this whole situation in her eyes.
Okay. As you guys are about to kick off, Zadal just says, "How did it come to this?"
I'm sure there were lots of contributing factors for both of us.
And you guys are off and zooming through the city. Bolt leads the way. He actually seems like he's pretty good on the board for the most part.
That's good. We'll see how well he gets off of it.
Fly through the city, and you definitely notice that like people notice you. Like there's a lot of people pointing as you pass, and you know, chatter and stuff like that. And you can still see the newsreel playing on the monitors that you pass. But like they're not the monitors. You'll usually see one like every maybe 2 blocks. Like they're not everywhere.
It's still
but
pretty
they're
present, though.
Still pretty present. You make your way across the city, and you get to the building, and it is it's an apartment building. I think probably like 9 floors, maybe 8 or 9 floors. You look up at it, and the outside is a bit blackened. Like at the top, it looks like maybe the very top is where the apartment was, and that's where the explosion and the fire happened. So the outside of the building's still a little blackened, but everything else looks pretty much unscathed. There is police tape across the entrance.
Okay.
When you get there, and there's like some people just outside sort of looking at it like based on what happened yesterday, but there's nothing like happening in the immediate area.
Right.
For the first time that you've seen, Bolt actually does like a normal, like he just comes to a stop on his board and doesn't like shoot it off in a weird direction or anything like that.
Nice dismount.
Oh, you haven't seen anything yet?
I literally cannot wait to. I'm gonna try something. Do you guys want to meet me upstairs? And she clicks her boots on to scale this building.
Oh, okay.
She just wants to try it out in a low pressure environment first.
Oh, just gonna. Oh, okay. I suppose we'll meet you up there.
You know, I just want to, give them a little test run, see how they're working.
All right, come along, friend. And he.
Zadal. She shouts to Bolt, like to remind him what his name is, in case he's forgotten again.
I like the reasoning, okay. And yeah, Bolt puts a hand on Zadal's back, and I think the whole time you guys were going...
Can he reach his back? The height disparity is big.
Yeah.
Hunches over a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. Well, just a little pat. Zadal, I think he just shakes his head as he looks at you.
She shrugs but smiles.
Don't you smile at me.
I'm just smiling.
Go climb your wall or whatever.
I'm gonna climb the wall. She's gonna try and climb the wall.
Right, and then I think Zadal actually leads the way into the building. Zadal just like walks under the tape and leaves Bolt behind him to like try to. It looks like Bolt is about to go under it, and then he just walks right through it. He just walks forward and the tape snaps off.
Beautiful.
And they disappear inside.
Cool. I'm gonna try and go up this wall.
I think I'm just gonna treat it like the wall walker racial power that like some of the Karnak have. Just activate them when you want to activate them, and you can do that. I'll say you can probably move at like half movement speed right now. So maybe it can be improved upon later, or maybe you'll get more used to them, but for now at least, it'll be half movement speed.
Sounds good.
If you're climbing like a vertical surface.
Right.
Which you currently are.
Well, excellent. She's gonna go and climb.
It's really a strange sensation as you like put your foot up on the wall, and almost intuitively there's like a mechanism. It's like right in front of the heel, kind of where the arch of the foot would be, like where spurs would be on a cowboy boot.
Yeah.
There's like a metal mechanism that swivels and clicks as it engages the magnetic sole. Give me an athletics roll, actually. Let's see how this goes.
I'm 13 athletic today.
Excellent. Okay. So I think what happens is you start to go up and you realize that taking like the easy method is not going to work because there's no hand component, right? So you're going to very quickly find yourself in a place where you have two legs on there, and there's not going to be enough room for the rest of you to not just immediately fall back and hit the ground.
Right.
So maybe you back up and you take like more of a running start at it.
Yeah, I think she absolutely takes a running leap at the building.
Yes.
And then keeps running.
And you get there, and and after you're up on the building, you find that you can't run. You can't move quite that quickly, but you get into the step, the lock
She's
step.
leaning forward as much as she can. Her core is burning.
Yeah,
she's really gonna need those supports.
Yeah, and there's definitely a lot on your abs and the small of your back, and it's just weird to be, parallel to the ground, but you're able to make it work. I think there are rotors or reinforcements in the boots themselves that make it easier for you to actually like move your legs, so that they're absorbing as much of the strain as they can.
That's awesome. I'm so excited about these boots.
And I think when you like the gradual motion is when you put your heel down, it starts to engage the magnetism. And when it feels you pressuring like on the ball of your foot, it starts to release, so that like when you're going through like the actual step motion.
I think she slogs up the building and is feeling the burn, and she gets up to the blackened area. Is there like a way she can get in?
Yeah, I think is
it just a hole?
No, by the time you get up there, the blackened exterior, you find that the window is open and you can go inside. Would you like to make me a notice roll, please?
Yes.
Just a regular old notice.
4.
A 4, okay. So as you're nearing the top, you're making your way towards like where the window would be.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice out of the corner of your eye, there is like a weird hook that is poking out from the lip of the building itself, like off to one side.
Can I look at it?
Yes. You can walk over there. You move your way over there and you find that it is in fact just like a regular metal hook, but hanging from it is a black duffel bag.
Oh, I grabbed the duffel bag.
You grab the duffel bag. Can you make me a vigor roll, please?
My vigor's famously very bad. However, I got a 5. -1 is a 4.
Okay.
Resounding success.
So you're able to, again, it's so weird to like lean. It's like you're leaning down, but it's forward and up. So like gravity just feels very weird for you. And a combination of that and just as you grab the duffel bag, you look down and realize how fucking high up you are. And there's a moment where your stomach just swims and you get a brief flash of vertigo, but you manage to just chill for a minute and it passes.
I think she slams her eyes shut and just has one hand on the building perhaps to ground her, and she powers through it.
Mm-hmm.
So Athena grabs this duffel bag and very carefully walks her way to the window and takes a look inside.
And inside, Bolt and Zadal are waiting for you, presumably because they took an elevator up and it was a lot faster for them. First thing you notice, this is a completely normal apartment. There is nothing like... It's just a completely perfect, furnished, non-blown up apartment.
What?
There's no blackenedness on the inside. It's just like a normal-ass, regular apartment.
So the good news, boots work great. Am gonna need those supports. Bad news, what? What's going on in here? Why isn't it exploded?
So Zadal is just kind of doing a walkthrough of the apartment, and Bolt is standing there. He is now inexplicably wearing a large floppy hat with an over-large pair of sunglasses, and is just sort of like rubbing at his chin and says, "You know, I could have sworn this place was a bit more explodier the last time I was here."
I feel like I'm tripping the fuck out. What is happening? Bolt, do you have a hat on?
Oh yes, this was my disguise. I had to discard it yesterday, but I found it on the way up.
That was your disguise.
Yeah, I told you I was undercover, Sedaris. You have to disguise yourself when you go undercover.
I forgot you were undercover.
You need to work on that.
I need to work. Well, I didn't know we were going to be a task force, and I was a little tired, you know.
You should
from
always
chasing.
be working. You don't need to be part of a task force to better yourself.
That's true. She's going to start looking around. Athena tosses the duffel bag on the floor as she's crawling in.
Nice. Didn't check what was in there. That's safe.
Oh no, I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I do that.
There is the cracking of glass as you do so.
Son of a bitch! I'm the dumbest! Oh, guys. I'm a really bad regulator.
Sedaris, where did you get that bag?
Outside.
And why did it make that noise?
I don't know, Bolt. Can I borrow your hat real quick?
What are you going to use it for?
Don't worry. Can I just borrow your hat real quick?
I think he slowly reaches up and he still has his glasses on, but
Yeah.
he takes it off and holds it out to you.
She wants to use it as a mask to open the bag.
Okay. There's like a floral scent.
Oh,
Put
that's
your hand
nice.
in there. Yeah, maybe it's a shampoo.
Bolt, I like your shampoo.
Oh, thank you. It's extremely expensive.
Yeah, smells like it. And she opens the bag.
All right. So inside there are vials of multicolored dust, several of which are now smashed and or cracked, and the dust is out in the rest of it. There are also hundreds, maybe thousands of papers, individual papers, and they all bear a familiar series of squiggles, runes, markings, or whatever that make no sense whatsoever to you, and across all the papers you catch glimpses of Ali Sahir.
Oh, okay.
And there is one smaller piece of paper that's like a different color that stands out to you, and it has an address in it as well. And the address...
Does it match the coordinates?
This address is in the far northeastern district east of the bubble.
Oh,
which is like up here, like more in the agriculture area, like near the docks is where it seems to be.
Well, we're gonna need
pointing.
permission to go there.
The one other thing that happens is there's like a small handful of Siku moths that were trapped in the bag as well.
Oh,
that,
no.
Like,
Athena waves her hand in front of her face as the moths escape. This bag, well, we got a lot of scuffle dust. We've got a lot of flyers that have a lot of squigglies on them, she says. And an address, but we're not allowed to go over on that side of the city. Are we, Bolt?
well, not by directive, but I'm sure we can secure special permission to go look.
Okay.
Or maybe we'll just hand it off. Who's to say?
Who's to say?
Not us.
Not us.
No, sir.
She's gonna zip the bag back up, and she's gonna go see what Zadal's looking at. and just kind of look around in general as she proceeds. Does anything look explodey?
Make me another notice roll. Presumably, I think you have a d6, because that's what you've always rolled.
4.
So yeah, as you're walking over to Zadal, and as you guys walk through the room, to you, it literally just looks like a regular furnished apartment. There's nothing weird about it. There doesn't appear to be any sinister. You don't find anything of note or merit or literally anything at all that would give you some sort of hint as to what's going on.
Paul, didn't you blow this place up?
Now, I thought we already covered this. I didn't blow anything up.
But didn't it blow up?
Yes.
Because the outside of the building's really black, and this looks really normal.
Yeah, that is weird, isn't it?
Yeah. Does it look like it did the other day? Yesterday?
I mean, it looks like it's not blown up. So, there's that.
Zadal chimes in. He says,
Yeah, you know, this is definitely some freaky shit I mean, I can tell that it's been cleaned. Like, there's trace amounts of different chemicals, but
So this isn't like an illusion or anything, is it? And she like taps the wall with some fingers.
some fingers.
I don't think so. No, I don't. I can't detect anything. I don't feel anything with my head. You know.
I mean, would you just sense that automatically?
I mean, it depends on how good it is. You know. Sometimes it's sometimes you see through it real easy. Sometimes you got to be aware of it. I mean, illusions are easier to see through if you think they're fake. You know, if you have reason to believe that it ain't what you think it is, then your brain sort of is able to look past it, you know? So, thinking something might be an illusion makes it easy to spot.
I think she squints around the room. Is it fake?
It appears to be like a regular room.
She starts looking in closets and under beds and in the couch cushions, just tearing this normal apartment apart.
Yeah, I mean, you spend some time just looking through it, just tossing this place, and it's furnished, and there's stuff here, but there's nothing else. Like, there's no silverware, there are no pictures, there's no documentation, or like there's not anything people would do for fun. It's like it's a stock apartment that has been furnished with furniture. Like, that you would show to people to be like, hey, you should move in here.
Yeah, seems a bit fast to have people moving in here. I mean, why would they stage an apartment that was just blown up yesterday? Unless there was something big.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, well, also, you know, the building's sealed.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, there ain't nobody else here. You know, they had to rehome everybody that lived on the other floors until they can get this place cleaned up and figured out. But ain't nobody supposed to be in here before, you know, it gets tossed by us, which, you know, we're doing right now.
So how did they get in?
Well, I don't want to oversimplify this, but you do know you can, like, move police tape, right?
Well, yeah, but it wasn't somebody watching?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, you know how video surveillance, how well that works down here, so it's not always, you know, we can't really have cameras on things, generally speaking, but, yes.
I want to use shape metal to stomp and see if I can find any hidden passageways.
Hidden passageways?
Yeah, with like a Toph style stomp.
Okay.
That's what I want to do.
Like, I don't have a problem with it thematically. I'm just thinking about the implications of how that would work in terms of game mechanics. And
I mean, maybe she can only do it within a certain area, and it's still an activation, so that would be 3 power point.
I think that would be, yeah. I mean, I'm thinking of how I would interpret it in terms of the game mechanics. And I think what I would do is give you like a large bonus to a specific notice roll to try to find like a hidden passage or something.
Okay.
So it's, yeah, if you want to roll for it, that's fine.
5.
5 is a success. So you do your little stomp and there are metal reverberations and you can like your consciousness sort of flows in with the metal and you can feel it all, shuddering around you. There's no hidden passages. There's nothing weird. Like, this is literally the same building and the same apartment. There's nothing hidden that you can discern.
I didn't feel any structural integrity issues. So I don't think there was any secret way they were getting in here, I guess. Well, fuck. Do we call this a wash? I mean, we got the bag that they were hiding outside. That's gotta be something, right?
If there's anything left after you had your way with it.
Okay, well, there's still plenty left. It's all just kind of rumbling about together.
I mean, I think the fact that we got something's better than nothing. I think that this place has been turned over pretty well already. It's been arranged in a very specific fashion in the span of, less than a day. So, I don't know. It doesn't... Well, let's start here. Why would somebody do this? Why would anyone come in and refurnish an exploded apartment? I mean, how many man hours would it take to clean this place?
I don't know. Bolt, how fucked up was it in here?
Oh, I mean, it exploded, Sedaris. There was nothing. It was just... It blew up. Fire and, yeah, that's about it. So I'd say starting less than from scratch, because first you'd have to get rid of everything else, It's a real pickle.
It is a real pickle. I think this mystery will be best solved once we have more clues. So, I guess if I'm the decider today, let's take a walk.
Where are we walking to?
Well, they were heading towards the waterfront pretty determinedly. Even when I, had him down, she was still, crawling there without a knee. So, seems like that's a good place to check out.
Yeah. That seems like a reasonable conclusion to me. The only Inquisitor here.
The only Inquisitor here. Yup.
Well,
she'll pick up her duffel bag.
Decider, regulator decider.
You can call me Athena, please.
Decider Sedaris.
Please, just Athena.
Yeah, but it's so boring.
Hey, I like my name.
Clearly not if you only go by one of them.
It's okay. It's what my parents called me. That's why I like it more. Deirdre was kind of a concession.
How do you concess a name?
Are you sure you're an Inquisitor?
What, you want a worder? Oh, I know several of those. You've met him, in fact, one of them, Phil.
Oh,
Phil. We've
Phil.
spoken about him multiple times. You've met him a couple of times. Yes, Phil.
Phil's excellent. Yes.
Phil is excellent.
Mm-hmm. She nods. She keeps nodding. Let's go, you guys. We go to the elevator, I guess.
Let's follow the decider.
All right, you go outside.
So Athena's plan is to head towards those coordinates.
So you are going to walk north. You go around here, and you're gonna go to whatever address was on the thing that you found that you did not turn in.
Yep.
Okay. Well, you guys are walking for a while, and Bolt's holding his board and says,
Are you sure we can't just hop on, go right there?
It's kind of hard to talk on the boards. There's so much wind whipping. We gotta get to know each other,
Yes,
It's the team.
Wind, the hair, and the breeze.
Is he glowing right now?
maybe when he says that, he glows just
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a glimmer.
Oh, yes, you're right, of course. It's important that we get to know one another.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to know? There's so much to tell.
Well, I heard you were not from Caldonix originally.
That's true.
Where were you from?
Olera.
Oh, I stopped there on my way home.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Did you like it?
Oh, I got a sandwich there. It was pretty good. And then I left.
Well, I don't know that I've met anyone who said Olera was known for its sandwiches, but I'm glad you get to be the first.
But, the stars were nice.
Yes, I do miss them down here, but,
Crystals aren't bad, though.
they're not.
She looks up as she's walking and talking, appreciating them.
After you guys are walking, Bolt just like drops his board and gets on it anyway, and just like floats very slowly next to you guys.
Like dejectedly, or just kind of?
No, just
he wants to
hands on his
float.
head. Yeah, he wants to be on his board, so he'll
That's fine.
just be floating.
She will continue to walk.
Slowly next to you. If you guys are walking, then a lot more people are going to come up and, you know, say hello. So this is going to get bogged down, like almost like within the first 2 blocks. People are like, "Oh my god, it's Bolt Like, everywhere you go, it's just like, "Oh, it's Bolt It's Bolt
You know, Bolt, I see the sense in this now. She hops on her board as well.
I don't know. I'm starting to like this idea.
I'm sure there are going to be more people up a ways.
But these people are right here.
That's okay. 2 pictures. I'm the decider today. I say 2, okay?
Okay.
All right.
You say that, and he pauses for a minute and is like scratching his chin, and then has a very happy look, and then he goes,
Everyone nearby who wants a picture, come here now!
Bolt, that's not what I meant. You know
and
that.
his voice is like trumpeting, like super
How
loud.
did he do it? That's
Comes
my
out-
next question.
Comes out super loud. And over the next like 1 to 2 minutes, there's just like it's like zombies, like a constant flock of people from like every possible angle are coming over just to see what the fuck is going on.
In a fear impulse of seeing a crowd of people that large coming at her, she does back up a bit and
Yeah.
maybe off to the side.
Zadal follows you like a shadow and just says,
Oh, what? Now, don't want to be sent a spotlight now. Decider, maybe you should have decided that we shouldn't have stopped, huh?
Maybe I don't like the spotlight as much as people think I do.
Who thought you did?
I don't know. Apparently everybody.
And then I think
First order of business,
I think you get-
says the decider. We gotta get him to stop screaming.
Yeah, good luck.
I think I can do it. I think I'm up to the task.
all right. So while this is happening, Bolt is like, people are flocking to
Having
you,
a good time.
shaking hands, looking happy, doing his best to like arrange everybody to like fit in one giant photograph. So there's a crowd of probably, I don't know, like 40 to 50 people at this point just coming by to...
You know, to be fair, it's not a bad loophole. That's some crafty thinking.
Yes. Yeah, he'll single someone out who wants to take the picture, and he'll say,
You can only take 2.
God.
And then they'll do it, and he'll thank everybody, and eventually get it. This takes a while.
Yeah, it
you're
seems
stuck
like
here for
it.
like at least 20 minutes.
Okay. I think she's just leaning against a building. Just, I mean, she likes to people watch. So this is an ideal moment for her.
While the photos, these 2 photos,
These 2 photos.
are being taken, there's a lone voice that shouts from off to the side, "Wonderbolts, more like blunderbolts."
Oof.
Yeah.
That's a big oof.
and then,
no.
And then there's some silence, and then a few scattered chuckles, like, yeah. I think the second picture gets taken, and a different person shouts from. I think there's like 2 crowds now. There's the main crowd and the getting the pictures taken, and then just some randos kind of milling about. So somebody else goes, "You assholes can't do anything right. You just make things worse. Go back to the surface where you belong, you damn toppers."
Athena leans down to. I think he's the only topper.
What? Out of that old crowd?
Oh.
You know what district we're in, don't you?
Yeah, that was.
Maybe you ought to go back to the surface.
Hey. Athena wants to look over and see the heckling crowd's general, like, vibe.
There's a lot of like arms folded, some people leaning, like muttering to each other, shaking heads, occasionally gesticulating or pointing in the direction of Bolt and that other crowd.
Has Bolt noticed?
I don't think so.
Okay.
He's sort of just keeping to himself, and he's dealing with the people like around him that want to talk to him.
Right.
He's not really paying attention. And then one more person sort of steps out of that crowd and like jams a finger at him, and he goes, "This idiot smashed up my shop front and still haven't been able to get someone to answer for it. You suck." And I think they throw something at Bolt from the side, and then that person disappears back into the crowd.
Oh no, I can't have this escalate. Okay, I gotta go get Bolt. I gotta go get him.
And there's some more muttering, and as you're walking back, you hear somebody else talking louder, and they go, AleraCorp will help you. They helped me out after my hover cycle got wrecked by this bozo. And more muttering as you're going back up there.
Athena's shoving through the crowd trying to get to him, but I assume he's at the middle.
People are like around him now. And he's talking and waving and...
Athena does not want this to turn into like some kind of throwing shit at people riot.
Mhm.
That does not seem good. So
Sure.
she's gonna get to Bolt, and then they're gonna get out of here. Is
Okay.
that what happens?
All right, what do you say to him?
I don't think I can say anything until I get closer because there's like 50 fucking people
Yeah, I mean,
around
you can
him.
get in there. It's not like people are... Like, if you're walking up and you're a regulator, like, people will let you through after
Right.
you might need to tap them on the shoulder and they turn around and be like,
Right,
oh,
excuse
yeah,
me.
and they'll part and they'll let you through. A lot of these people are wearing AleraCorp apparel or uniforms or have like ID badges.
Mm.
Just not dressed like normal residents. And I mean, you're in the Western District,
Right.
so like it makes sense, but
Migrated topper's looking up to another migrated topper, I guess. She gets to Bolt and taps his shoulder real hard, trying to get his attention. We should go. We should go right now.
Oh, well, we didn't get our 2 pictures, but what's the hurry?
Avoiding hostile engagements.
Hostile engagements.
and he I think he just starts like looking around.
I don't want to give him a chance to look around. I want to teleport both of us out of the crowd
Oh
and
jeez.
back to Zadal.
Okay, you roll for it.
4.
4 is the success. So what's it look like?
She gives a sheepish wave to the crowd, and then they both turn into lightning and zip up and then over so they don't hit anybody.
I was gonna say you bolt through the crowd.
No.
All right, and you poof back into existence, and your forms coalesce from this energy. And Bolt sort of blinks and looks around and goes,
They really do call me Bolt Bueling.
They do. We should go.
Oh, in such a hurry.
Well, I am the decider today. I decide we should go.
Yeah, and you say that. I think there's more shouting from sort of the dissenting edge of the crowd, and somebody's just like,
Look at that, they're running away.
Oh, fuck.
You cowards.
more things are now starting to be thrown in your direction,
cool.
and towards that other like group a little bit.
I kind of jimmy his board a little bit and like, do you want to go fast? Hoping that will appeal to him.
I suppose. What's that fellow yelling about over there?
He's just really excited.
Oh. Yes, good day, citizen.
He waves a big hand back as everyone in that crowd is sort of like raising fists in the air at him.
Oh no.
He turns around and it's just,
Fine work. Fine work indeed.
Fine work. Onward.
Onward.
She looks real nervous at Zadal.
and Zadal just looks back and he says,
You and me, we're gonna die doing this. You know that, right?
Oh, almost assuredly. Maybe not even for the reasons that we think right now.
That would not surprise me in the least. No.
All right, let's hop on. Let's go.
and he climbs on after you.
Nice. And we're off. Is Bolt already gone, though?
Make me one driving roll or maneuvering.
One maneuvering roll?
Yeah. I think this is going to be a
No, they're both
piloting.
anyway.
Yeah. Let's go with piloting. It's more of like a...
That's an 8.
An 8 is a success with a raise. So,
Excellent.
Bolt speeds off ahead of you guys, and you're trailing behind just a little bit. And the crowd is starting to get, they're like moving in your direction now. And for the dissenters, there's probably like 15 or 20 of them.
That's a lot of dissenters.
It's a lot of dissenters.
That's a lot of
They
dissenters.
sort of gathered in power as this has, the last couple of minutes have gone on, and there's enough of them that they can sort of like disappear back into the mob, so it's hard to like pick out individuals, sort of. But yeah, they're moving towards you, and I think another couple of small items are being flung in your direction, but you're able to just get up and go and zoom past the other bigger crowd of happier people who, disappear behind you as you zoom off.
Cool. Flawless victory. I guess she follows him. He doesn't know where we're going.
That's true. He just told him you're heading. Oh, God.
Bolt,
I
stop!
think it's appropriate. He goes all the way to the waterfront. Like he
Okay.
gets the whole way there before he stops.
Where were the
and then
coordinates?
It was like in this
This
the
last
general,
block.
yeah, the last block, which is listed as dining, entertainment, and shops.
Cool.
It's like, it was an address like right off the waterfront.
Okay.
And with a short amount of looking around, it's not tied to like an official address, but there is like a small warehouse
Okay.
that you think might be it, maybe.
I think Athena pulls her board off onto the sidewalk or something. Just looks around, and then I think she wants to spend a good amount of time looking like at the waterfront, like looking for like, boats or something suspicious before she focuses on her real objective, which was the coordinates.
Notice it -2 for outside stuff.
9.
Success with a raise. I think from here, there's nothing like right off the waterfront, and you can see there is a little bit of like boat traffic over around Olay Resort and things like that. There's nothing in the immediate area. You can see there are some boats like much further out by the lighthouse or past the lighthouse.
That's not usual, is it?
I don't think it is. I think most of the traffic that goes out there is either tourism from Olay Resort or from like the fishing agriculture, like fishing boats. And occasionally there is other stuff out there, and right now you can see there's at least one watercraft like much further out than usual. That's all you can see from here.
How can we look into boat permits? She says.
Boat permits.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've been gone a while, but people aren't normally out that far sitting.
That's true. I would assume the Calb probably keeps track of that sort of thing, since the fishing is more their business. I mean, it would be either the Calb or it would be Olay Corp with Olay Resort. So probably easier for us to get records from the Calb, but we're regulators. I would friggin' hope that we'd be able to get them for Olay Resort, but that's sort of its own beast,
I think she bites her lip, trying to remember where the boats were for later.
Okay.
Like what kind of craft they were.
From this far away, like again, it's pretty far out there. So from what you can see, it's just like a lighter craft.
Okay.
It's not like a fishing boat. Doesn't look like it's a normal touristy boat. It's more like a personal boat that somebody took out there.
Gotcha. I think she squints at him and nods to herself, and then heads back to the strip where the suspicious warehouse is. And I think, are there other warehouses in this strip, or is it all like shops and dining?
I mean, it's mostly shops and dining. There's like a little bit of stuff just near the actual waterfront itself, and this tiny little maybe warehouse isn't even the right term. That makes it sound like it's bigger than it is. It's not like a shed, and it's not like a warehouse. It's just a building, presumably for storage or something like that. It's one story. It's small.
If I was a criminal trying to escape, I'd probably have a drop near the water if that's where I was crawling to so determinedly. And it's the only thing around that isn't like touristy, Should we check in there?
I think Zadal pulls out a little crystal from his pack and slots it in and starts puffing away at it.
I mean, we ain't doing anything else out here. Not like we got any leads, so...
Well, no, we have one lead.
Well, not over here we don't.
Not over here, we don't.
But it's on the waterfront, ain't it?
It is.
So, maybe.
Well, in we go.
We got jurisdiction, so... Fuck it, why not? Kick in the door, burn the whole place down, what do I care?
Well, I mean, professionalism is important. Can't go burning down stuff. She looks at Bolt. Can't go burning down stuff.
You act like this happens on purpose. It's just in the line of duty. Sometimes things burn down.
I think she takes a beat and is like, you know what, Bolt? Sometimes things do just burn down. And she walks to the building.
So what's your plan here? It's just a block of a building. There's a door. You try the handle. It is locked.
I want to try and break in.
Okay, how are you going to do that?
Since fire's on the brain, I think she wants to do like a precision kind of like blowtorch off of her fingers to like melt the handle.
Okay. And what power are you using?
I don't know. I have all 3 of the Bs, so probably like a sustained bolt, maybe? Whatever you think.
I think using bolt as your damage is going to be fine.
Cool.
If you wanted to like overcharge it to give it like armor piercing or something like
Yes,
that, if you're
I
going
would.
for, that's something you could do.
Okay, I would like to spend 2 extra power points.
To get 4 armor
Yes.
piercing. Okay.
Overcharging it is 1 power point for another d6 or 2 power
2.
points?
So it'd be 3 if you want it to deal 3d6, and then if you add any armor piercing on top of that, it'll ignore points of armor.
Okay, so it's 6 is what I'm casting with right now.
You're spending 6 points. Okay. If you're spending 6 points, that means it's going to be 3d6 damage with
Plus 4.
6 points of armor piercing.
I just want to get through this fucking door.
Okay.
Was I walking long enough to recover my
Yeah, I
3
think so.
power points?
Yeah, that's fine. No, let's just roll it. Just roll your to hit.
7.
Okay. That is a success, no raise. It's going to be 3d6 damage. Roll them.
12.
12 definitely does it. And with your
Yes.
armor piercing.
Excellent.
So yeah, it's like hot knife through butter.
Mm.
You can just, what does it look like?
I think she snaps her finger and it's like a little butane torch.
Mm.
And it starts out like red-orange, but as she drags it around the lock, it gets blue and then white.
Nice. So, and how are you are you just cutting the knob out?
Yep.
Okay. Yep, you do that and it comes loose, and I think you can probably just pull it out.
My goal was just to push the door in, because that can just stay in place. You know?
Sure. Why not? So you push the door in, and the inside is pitch black from out here. You can't see anything. There's maybe like a bit of ambient light, from behind you that fades in, but you can't like see anything. It's like, so the shot is Athena standing in the frame of this door with just a dark black void of a room in front of her.
Can I cast a non-damaging bolt with the glow?
You can do that.
Cool. Oh yeah. 11.
Success.
And that means it costs 1 less.
Oh my. But you did cast it with glow, so it does still cost something.
Costs 1, I believe.
That sounds about right.
I just want to lob it into what I hope is the middle of the room,
Okay.
or maybe up toward like on the ceiling.
Okay. So you, and what kind of a bolt is this? Is it a lightning bolt?
I
Is
think
it
it's lightning bolt.
Okay, so you shoot a lightning bolt with the glow property.
I imagine it just crackles like ball lightning, but it just sticks to the ceiling.
I think that's cool. I like that. Bolt as a power is an instant thing, so this is basically only going to give you like a brief flash of light,
Man, shit.
like basically around, like you'll be able to see in a small area for a round. Like a small burst template is like a 5-foot cube, basically, like one.
Right.
So pretty small.
Pretty small.
And the warehouse isn't huge. Like this.
Does it illuminate things as it streaks by?
I think it does. So I think what happens is you shoot this lightning bolt, and as it streaks out and crackles through the air, it casts enough light that you can see this is it appears to be a storage room. So there are like crates and boxes and stuff and tarps thrown over things and just all of that. And the bolt strikes the ceiling, and there is a brief glow in a small area of ceiling, and you don't really see anything there. But as the bolt is flying, can you make me a notice check?
Fuck yeah, I sure can.
And I will get rid of the penalty because you had glow on this.
7.
Okay. You can sense that there is like the faintest movement, like off to one side as it's flying, and then it strikes the ceiling. And then there's movement on the left, and there's movement ahead of you, and you just feel like there's stuff happening all around you.
Oh shit. Bolt, can you light up?
I just want to clarify where people are in relation to you right now. You didn't give them any specific direction.
Nope. I just
Okay.
assumed they were right behind me because I haven't stepped out of the door frame.
Okay, yeah, so you're still in the door frame?
Yeah.
Okay, so the voice comes from behind you and it's Bolton. He says, "What did you say?"
Can you light up?
Always.
Go for it, man.
Are you, like, wanting him to go ahead of you? Is that, like, he's outside, so, like, him...
Nope, let's go. She goes first. She's the decider.
Okay, so you're just, like, walking in with them walking behind you.
There are people in here.
I think you walk in and Bolt starts to follow behind you. Zadal does not. Zadal, you don't hear any metal clinks, so he's probably staying outside.
That's cool. Someone gotta cover the exit.
Okay, I need you to make me a vigor roll at -2. Well, with your -1, so this is gonna be a -3.
Jesus.
Yeah.
4.
Oh man.
Managed
Blown
to
up.
squeak
Okay.
that one out.
Let me do another roll over.
Are you surprised?
I am surprised. All right.
So my vigor.
Okay, so your vigor. So you walk in and Bolt comes in behind you and begins to glow, and it builds up. And it begins to build up as he walks behind you, and you reach the center of the room just as his, like, light nimbus extends out to the walls. You can see that there are several dark forms scattered along the ground of this warehouse, slumped against boxes or sprawled out on the floor, with pools of dark liquid spiraling outwards on the stone. And then he just starts coughing, like really bad coughing fit, just like a and his light starts to flicker a bit, and then he falls down to one knee and the light goes out.
Oh no.
And the door behind you closes. You can hear like some tinks from the other side. And he pushes the door.
It doesn't have a lock.
Yeah, so he pushes the door open again. And as all this is happening, you can sense that there is movement still coming from all around you. And as you sense this movement in the darkness, there is light that begins to come from all the walls around you.
Oh, I don't like that.
And it starts faintly at first. It's like hues of red and orange, and then pretty quickly it changes. And there's just like a rippling glow that goes across all of the walls, almost in like a snake pattern as it swirls together. And then it goes out again. And then the light recoalesces. It's like you're in the middle of a dome of darkness, and there are these two glowing eyes that just appear like they're in the corner of the room, all around you, looking down at you. And the eyes are shifting and moving in like a strange...
Do they move like an ocean?
Yeah, so it's like the light is moving in actual waves, like flowing and crashing together until they form above you. And at first it's like they're looking around, they're searching, and then they realize that you and Bolt are in the middle of the room. These two large, burning, orange eyes peer down at you from the corners of the room, brighter and brighter and brighter, and you hear a voice inside your head this time.
My head?
In your head.
Oh, I don't like that.
And it just says,
"Begone, parasite."
Thank you for listening to this episode of Neon Heat. Savage Worlds is owned by the Pinnacle Entertainment Group, and you can find them and their products online at peginc.com. You can find our website at rpgforyouandme.com, where we update weekly with new episodes, character art, and bios. Neon Heat features the music of the very talented Crockett, who you can find at crockett.bandcamp.com and on Twitter at Crockett80s. This episode also includes a special composition by Busted Boot Music, who you can find at bustedboot.bandcamp.com. We're on Twitter at rpgforyouandme, and Allie is at UCTheHat, where she posts art from the show. Allie also runs a side campaign for me that's available to our Patreon members, and you can find us there at patreon.com/rpgforyouandme. Any support means the world to us, and it makes it easier to make a quality episode every week for you. If you like the show, the best way to support us is to leave a 5-star rating and review, but even more importantly, tell a friend about us. If you're looking for more Savage Worlds content, please check out Sounds Like Crows. It's an actual play Deadlands Reloaded podcast about 5 brothers on a quest for revenge in the supernatural Wild West. The cast is outstanding, and the audio and editing quality is cinematic and top-notch. The game marshal, Caleb Sunstead, is extremely talented and dedicated. They just started their 4th season, so there's plenty to catch up on. With all that out of the way, thank you again for listening. We know there are a lot of podcasts out there, so it means the world that you spent a little bit of your day with us. See you next week.